Peace and welcome. Today's episode is all about the top end credit themes, or staff roll themes, the music at the end of the game. Our rules today include: number 1, game ending, not stage ending. Number 2, good ending, bad ending, true ending, whatever you want to call it, it doesn't matter, they all qualify. Number 3, end theme or staff roll theme. So with no further delay, let's talk about ending themes. Number 20, Inindo, Way of the Ninja. One that comes from maybe my all-time favorite RPG. Inindo first came out in 1991 on a few different consoles, one of them being the MSX2, in which you can see I do own the game. It has many extras like maps and manuals. We actually played the theme from the Sharp X68000 version of the game, but 2 years later it was ported to the Super Nintendo. The music received an update, and you can hear the SNES version here and now. The game revolves around a young Iga ninja who is one of the only survivors after Nobunaga sent his troops to annihilate the entire Iga village. You must take the long road ahead and become stronger to revenge your fellow ninja. The game is a turn-based RPG that also involves spying, sabotaging, and finding secret dungeons across the country of Japan. And yes, the overworld is the entire country. This makes for a huge overworld map, and you can literally walk from one end all the way to the other. I could go on and on about this one, but for now, the arranged version of this theme is where it really starts to shine. Number 19, Bloodstained, Ritual of the Night. This theme enjoys all of the modern technology. It's far beyond just some bleeps and bloops. It has a Castlevania-style feel to it, but it is arranged and composed by none other than Michiru Yamane, who has done some of the most well-known themes in the entire Castlevania series. Her compositions are some of the most classic and well-known in gaming, and in Bloodstained, she picks up right where she left off. I highly recommend this soundtrack. It's 2 discs with 46 themes that are over 2 hours long. Mind you, she didn't do every track on the soundtrack, but she did do 20 of them, which is far more than anyone else. Number 18, Mortal Kombat. One with the dark underground feel, it almost makes me think of something like Bloodsport, but that's just a movie version of Mortal Kombat. You have all sorts of martial arts styles coming together in a competition. Bloodsport is not to the death, although some people do get killed. It's frowned upon. While in Mortal Kombat, that's what it's all about. If you didn't completely smash your opponent and rip out his spine, or give him the good old Kali Ma, are you really playing Mortal Kombat? 17, Goldeneye 007. As longtime James Bond fans, we always enjoy talking about 007. And recently, we contacted Grant Kirkhope and Graham Norgate about this 007 soundtrack. And good news, they contacted us back. So we will have a future Behind the Bleeps and Bloops episode about GoldenEye 64. So be on the lookout for that. Anyways, this theme does a wonderful job of portraying a 007 feeling. You can even hear a few notes of the James Bond theme in there. But I wouldn't call it a remix as it does have its own foundation. I remember the first time I beat this game and watched the end credits, it felt like it was straight out of a movie, and this was the first time for me that a video game about a movie was this good. I wanted to play again and again, and the soundtrack was a huge part of that. Number 16, The Ninja Warriors. Up next was a submission from Uncanny X member Egg, and I do gotta say I didn't think of this one until he sent it over. I really like the calm nature of the theme. It's laid back, relaxed, and maybe not your typical ending theme. Although I do gotta ask, what does an ending theme really sound like? All I hope is the theme is gratifying. You took time out of your life to put into a game, so after all of that, I just want a good ending with some good theme music. Number 15, Kid Icarus. In at number 15, we have a classic theme. I know not everyone played this game, but it is an all-time great in my opinion. It has a very nostalgic feel. I can remember playing Kid Icarus as a kid, and sometimes using the Icarus Fights Medusa Angels code to have unlimited health and run around having fun. And if anyone has ever seen Game Center CX, they may have heard this theme on the show. And if you haven't seen it, it's a Japanese game show where Arino, who is not the best gamer in the world, attempts to beat retro games. In between has skits of him visiting retro game shops across the country. Highly recommended by Uncanny X. Number 14, Streets of Rage 2, The Good Ending. Number 14 is from none other than Yuzo. This may be the most in-depth beat on the list. You have a clear-cut intro, a build-up, the drums kick in, and it's a full-fledged beat. Everything about it sounds like a theme he would produce, from the soft drums to the digital synths. This is undeniably recognizable, and that's not a bad thing. When Yuzo wants to put in the work, he is one of the best composers around. He usually has smooth electronic-style beats that have a certain groove, and when it's on that Yamaha chip, it just screams Yuzo. Number 13, Final Fantasy VI. Our number 13 spot is held by Final Fantasy VI, or if you're in the Western world, Final Fantasy III. perhaps my favorite Final Fantasy game besides Final Fantasy Tactics, and also my favorite Final Fantasy soundtrack. This theme clocks in at over 21 minutes long. It's an epic track, and it's a satisfying track. After playing the game for hours on end, you are finally met with this masterpiece. Nobuo Uematsu did not disappoint. This theme embodies the entire game. It has a multitude of feelings and emotions, and we really enjoy it. Number 12, Super Street Fighter II Turbo, CPS 2. In at number 12, we have a theme that has been covered in Oddly Familiar, but that doesn't change the fact it's a classic. Beating a fighting game might not have the same charm as beating a 50-hour or even a 15-hour game, but that also doesn't change anything. Although I would rather play Street Fighter II Turbo over the Super version, the music in Super Street Fighter II has an updated feel. So we went with the CPS 2 version of the theme as opposed to the CPS 1 version of the theme. Both are good and both have an uplifting feel, but CPS 2 seems to be a higher quality and there's just something about it that we like. And before we get to the last entry today, we have a few honorable mentions. Number 11, DuckTales Remastered. A theme that was created for the remaster, and then you must turn the music to the 8-bit version of the soundtrack. I really like how it has the same feel as the original game. It has the same sound chip feel and also the same vibe. The composer did a wonderful job emulating the music from the original to create this new and updated theme. The DuckTales remaster may have received some negative reviews, but I enjoy the game, and I really enjoy the music. I also like the fact they give you a new and updated soundtrack along with the original version. They did create a few themes for some of the new scenes or stages in the game, and this one fits perfectly. So there you have part 1 of our 2-part video. Thanks to everyone who submitted ending themes. We will show the comments at the end of the next video. We are already working on that one, and there are some really good themes coming up. So check back next week and we will present 10 through 1. Big thanks to gold level patron Bearsona11. I am ICC. Thanks for watching. Peace.